Good morning. Good morning. Very good. All right. Thank you very much. I'm David Piston. I'm on the Stewardship and Administration Committee, and I'm going to do the stewardship moment this week because Lydia Aiken, who was going to do the stewardship moment this week, had a recent car accident and still is not cleared to drive. So hopefully we'll get her next week. But I'm going to tell a little bit about why I'd asked her to do one of these in the first place. Ward last week gave a really nice moment about hope and the hope for the church. And our theme this year is Signs of Hope and the sightings of God's glory that give us hope. And I will just say the one thing is this is a congregation that shows up. Not always on Sunday morning, although pretty good today. But I remember Isaiah 58. Every year, there's probably more people volunteering to pack Thanksgiving lunches, Thanksgiving goods, than there is that is showing up on the Sunday. So I just thought maybe we should have the church service at Isaiah 58, and we'll have a larger crowd. And you know, we didn't have a good turnout at the Shed volunteer event last week, but we have had really big crowds at these. And of course, the Red Gate, our outreach ministry that is in the narthex there, has had good crowds showing up and really very nice in bringing in the neighborhood and hopefully trying to grow the church. One thing we talked about with Mia was that as I started thinking about people to do the moments for stewardship, that people are having health issues, and she said, well, this is a sign of an aging congregation, and indeed it is. And I don't think this makes us unique, right? Most congregations are aging, but we also have, I think, a great message to tell. And oftentimes when Adrian or I meet people, and since we're both deal a lot with young people, they say, well, they were turned off by the church. We start telling them about this church, and they're like, that's not a church, is it? Some of them have come here, some of them have visited through the Red Gate and other outreach programs. So I think we do have hope, and we have signs of hope. And the other thing I would say is that stewardship, as I say all the time, is not about money. Yes, in 2 weeks we will put our pledge cards down here about what we're going to donate to the church. But it's much more about what we're giving to the church of ourselves and what the church is providing for us. God is providing for us. We are providing for each other. We are the signs of God's hope. And when people show up, we have volunteer gardeners. We have a gardener day, and there's almost as many people sometimes as there is at Sunday there. We have a beautiful physical plant. I know because Ward was out of town, and I had to take care of it for a little bit. This is a full-time job, and we have a volunteer gardener-in-chief who does a fantastic job. The building is old, aging, and we take care of it. And oftentimes when there's a problem, if there's an architecture problem, we have retired architects. If there's a plumbing problem, we have somebody who worked in plumbing. There is a plumbing problem right now that I can't figure out. It was just brought to my attention this morning. So if anyone wants to volunteer for that, see me after. But it takes all of us. And when I was reading the newsletter this week, there's list after list after list of how this congregation steps up for people. The meal train for the Bradys, the volunteer opportunities, the book report from Linda that will probably draw a bigger crowd than we do on Sunday as well. Because people are interested, people are thinking, people want to support each other, and this is God working through us. And what I would say, my hope for stewardship, is that all of us will commit ourselves a little bit more next year. Not just the dollars and cents in our pocket, but the love in our heart to the church, the strength in our muscles to the church, and just coming and being together and supporting each other by our presence, not our presence with an NT, but our presence with a CE. And that is my hope for this church.